Our new sponsor, Dr. Squatch, is changing personal care with high-performance natural products that will leave you both smelling and feeling amazing. Soaps, hair care, deodorant, you name it, all made without the harsh chemicals I guarantee are in most of the products we've all been using. Dr. Squatch is transparent about their ingredients, and all of their products are at least 98% natural in origin. All of their scents are naturally derived and inspired by the great outdoors. My personal favorites are the Pine Tar Soap Bar and the Fresh Falls deodorant. Adding Dr. Squatch to my daily routine has my skin looking great, and guys, it helps me feel my best. I'm never going back to regular soap. They've also got a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you use Dr. Squatch and can honestly say their products are not the best you've ever used, they'll send you your money back. New customers can get 20% off on orders of $20 or more. Just click on the link in the description below. Be sure to use the code DSQChael at checkout. Chimaev, is he the number one contender at middleweight? Now, I'm asking you guys. And don't forget what I'm asking you. Okay, I don't want you to hear this wrong. I believe a number one contender to be whoever has the match. Islam Makhachev is not ranked number one. In fact, number one is ranked Charles Oliveira, but I'm taking into account that Charles is the champion. But Islam has the match. I believe he's the number one contender. Some of this is self-serving. I was ranked number 9 and got a match with Jon Jones. I thought they should have called me the number one contender. When people did it, it bothered me. So there is a self-serving piece I just want to disclose, but I believed it before that happened to me too. I thought whoever's got the match is the number one contender. I thought that's what it meant. Apparently, number one contender means whoever's ranked number one, or at least within some of your vernaculars. And the only reason I bring this up is when I ask you, is Chimaev the number one contender? I'm not asking you, is his next fight, should he go middleweight for a world championship? I want you to understand that. I'm asking you, do you hold anybody above him? Another way of asking you that is, does Chimaev beat Robert Whittaker if they fight? Chimaev and Robert Whittaker have appeared to buddy up. They talked about doing some training together, and Whittaker quickly accepted. So here we are. That fight isn't going to happen. But do you hold Chimaev in front of Whittaker without the match happening? See, Whittaker's a problem. Whittaker is excellent. And for some reason, that's not recognized. I mean, Yoel Romero can't take the son of a gun down, and he had 10 rounds to do it. Like, Whittaker is special. He really is. I believe if Whittaker was to fight Pereira this weekend, Whittaker would be the favorite. I think that you guys would lean towards Whittaker. But for some reason, he's really not looked at as the top and as the great. I'm not certain of why, but I will admit that in case my question that I'm asking you of, do you put Chimaev in front of him should they get a match together? I like Chimaev at middleweight. I'm not going to get my way, by the way. I'm not banging this drum hoping to keep the idea alive. The idea hasn't even been floated. The idea is mine and mine alone. I know some of you agree with me, but no, I don't have any media backing me up. I don't have anybody within Chimaev's team or camp. I don't have his uncle or one of his parents. Like, nobody is saying that Chimaev is now 185 pounds. And the more that we find out about the weight cut, the more obvious to me it is that he's a 185-pounder. I mean, we're finding out within the weight cut, not only did he go dry, he couldn't speak because his tongue was white, which means it has no spit. He's dry. He can no longer speak because your tongue was dry. I mean, I've been there. When you're at that point, your body is done giving it up. It's pulled it all off of the muscles, but it's now pulling off organs. Your brain, your lungs, your kid, everything has given up its water, and he was still 8 pounds overweight to the point that it made him physically ill. He had a dry heave. He had nothing in his stomach to give, but he was doing the motions. He was having the physical reaction of somebody who was vomiting. He was still 8 pounds over. Have you guys ever picked up 8 pounds? You ever have to carry a case of water and that? Well, a gallon of milk. There you go. Remember the last time you picked up a milk jug? People used to use those for weights, right? This is like a poor man's weight where you get two milk jugs and you could do these exercises. I mean, they like sold these in magazines for people that didn't have dumbbells. I'm not saying 8 pounds a challenge. I'm not saying you guys couldn't lift up 8 pounds 50 times over your head. I'm just sharing with you. Do you remember the last time that you held 8 pounds? Because that's how much he was still over. He was a gallon of milk over. He's only got 3 ways to give that up. So if he's going to get down to 170, he's going to have to produce a gallon of milk. He's going to produce that weight. He's only got 3 ways he can give that up. He can give that up in fat, he can give it up in muscle, or he can give it up in water. His body told us he can't give it up in water. So you're now talking about a guy who's the epitome of health. Not a whole lot of fat on the bone. You're talking about him cannibalizing himself to make weight. You're talking about him burning calories while not consuming them to the point that he has to cannibalize his own body. And I'm the only one saying that's not a good idea. That surprises me. Undefeated at middleweight. Who is it that you see at welterweight that you need him to fight so damn bad? By the way, what is the match that you're just clamoring to see? There isn't one. There isn't one. He's proven that. Gilbert Burns was the first opponent that he had of name, of recognition. And just for example, Chimaev's got standing ovations in front of sold-out crowds who are there to see him, regardless of who he takes on. And the idea of Chimaev versus Usman or Chimaev versus Colby, like these are things that could catch fire, but they're not on fire right now. These aren't burning hot. You're not dying to see either one of those fights. So what is it that we're keeping him at welterweight for? Do you not want to see Chimaev versus Pereira or Chimaev versus Whitaker or Chimaev versus Paulo Costa? Do you not want to see Chimaev versus Paulo Costa more than you want to see any other fight that Chimaev could reasonably have at 170 pounds? I mean, a lot of times this is how we'll do the math. Well, what weight class do I want to see him at? That's when I'll tell you what weight. I don't care about how comfortable he is. I don't care about the vomiting. I don't care about the missed weight cut. I don't care about the gallon example you gave, Chael. Tell you where I want to see him fight most. Okay, great. Go ahead and do that. Do you have a fight for Chimaev that he can have at 170 pounds that you want to see more than Chimaev versus Paulo Costa? Let's just play that game. But nobody's meeting me in the middle here. This isn't even a dialogue. This isn't even a back and forth. Do you believe that Chimaev in any circumstance could walk into a title fight at 170? Now, you might not think he walks into a title fight either place, but which one do you think is more likely? You got to bet on it. You have to bet. This is the game, right? Gun to head, as they say. Do you think it's more likely that he walks into a title fight at 170, or do you think it's more likely that he walks right into a title fight against the winner of Pereira Adesanya at 185? I get that you're probably light on both ideas. I'm asking more. I feel as though every scenario that I've just drawn for you, it tips you towards 185. Yet I'm alone over here. If Chimaev was to go 185, if we were to bribe him, we had to bribe him, we had to sweeten the pot. We were going to throw in a title fight. Is Chimaev the #1 contender at 185 pounds?